So I'm looking for what are the possible answers? What's one way to solve it? If you don't know, tell me how you go find out. Tell me what kind of analysis that you do. That's what we're called upon to do as experts. Because the expert, the testing expert, that's the last line of defense. There's no one past that. If you're considered an expert in your community, you're considered to be the person who can figure it out. Here are my credentials. This is my 8th grade diploma. This is my high school transcript. Physics, by the way, is my favorite subject. I got a 49 in physics. Never got a 49 in any other subject before. Why did I get a 49? Because I felt that the physics labs were an insult, not only to my intelligence, but to the meanest intelligence of every person in that school. And I wasn't going to be part of a system that trivialized physics, a subject I hold so dear. So I stated that to the physics guy, and he gave me a 49. I took a couple math classes in 9th grade. I never got a grade for that because I didn't take the final exam because I had to go to the University of Vermont to take a calculus course that was starting on the same day as the final exam. And my teacher was very upset that I didn't take his final exams. He surprised me the next year and forced me to take these exams that I had no idea that I was supposed to study for. So I eventually did get a grade the next year. This is my credentials. I have no certifications other than, of course, a level 1 paraglider certification, a PADI open water diver certification, a driver's license in the state of Virginia anyway. My state of California certification has lapsed, as has my motorcycle license. And I've got my student private license, pilot license, but it's lapsed. I have to go and get that again. These are the only certifications I know of, other than the time that I was detained by Canadian Customs while they scanned my computer and certified that I was free of hate literature and child pornography, which they granted me that certification. But I have a feeling that that expires every visit. But I do have this. March 16th, 2006, page 371 of the transcript. PADCOM versus NetMotion Wireless. A Delaware court, the Honorable Sue Robinson presiding, declared that I was an expert in software testing. And not only that, but they threw in networking and computer programming too. So that's what I'm holding on to. Declared to be an expert in a court of law. And what did the court have to know in order to declare me an expert? My resume was more or less read into the record, and they just said, whatever. And it's interesting that the other side didn't object. I think that was some sort of agreement where they weren't going to object to me if we didn't object to the professor from Rice University that they brought up to try to attack my work. But my side prevailed. The jury went with good old Bach here. So screw you, Rice. All right. This isn't going out on the air, is it? Here's what I'm talking about when I talk about a testing expert. Someone who's very good at testing, someone who is considered to be an expert in testing. That's the second definition. That's a community designation of expert. The first one is an internal thing. Are you actually really good at this stuff? Becoming a testing expert means becoming someone who is recognized to be an excellent tester. Becoming someone who really feels like an excellent tester and who has the self-criticism, have that mean something. For all I know, you're all expert testers. I don't know. Maybe you are. The difference, I think, is I have a public reputation. I want to share with you how to get your own public reputation as a tester so that you could turn that into money because, by the way, public reputation equals big bucks. Reputation equals money. So it became a big issue in this court case. They brought out how much money I was making to do that thing, and it was like, oh my God, they pay a tester that much? It's all because of reputation. So it's kind of cool to work on this stuff if you really like testing and you want to be in this career. Now, here's one idea of perfect testing, okay? The infinite process of comparing the invisible to the ambiguous so as to avoid the unthinkable happening to the anonymous. Does that sound like a challenge to you? It is a major, major challenge. I didn't just make these words up. It is an infinite process if you want to do it perfectly. to test the entire space. And it's easy to make a little inductive argument which demonstrates the infinity of testing. All you have to do is imagine any test at all. Just take any test. And now at a time delay of, let's say, 1 millisecond at some point in the test. That now is a different test. And you go, no, it's not a different test. There's no way you can tell me there's not a different test. What you're saying is you hope it's not a different test. You hope that 1 millisecond time delay doesn't make a difference, but there's no way you can prove it doesn't make a difference. And the history of software is full of examples where little milliseconds did make a difference. So it's a different test. It's just not one that's different in a way you happen to care about. Now I can make an infinity of those, can't I? An infinity of combinations of time delays at different places inserted into tests. We can easily see that there are many, 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 many tests. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to decide what kinds of tests we can safely ignore. And that is a fascinating problem in modeling, in mathematics, in heuristics, in the rhetorics of software testing.